I cannot forgive myself.
Hello friends, welcome to my little paradise, to Lyudmyla's world.
In life, everything the way it should be, but sometimes it seems to us that in the past we could have done something else or otherwise, and now it's already impossible. We do not accept the situation as it is. We do not agree with what happened, and we cannot forgive ourselves. We enter an emotional block that paralyzes our present and leaves us on a painful pause. In this state, it is almost impossible to notice, but trying to get out of this emotional blockage and look at everything from the outside, analyzing the situation, taking into account all the circumstances of the past, it is possible to see and understand that everything happened according to the circumstances allowed. And perhaps it could not be otherwise. And now, where everything is already over, it is impossible to go back in time. And therefore, the only reason that makes us rethink this situation again and again, looking for something, twisting it several times, is to find a reason to blame ourselves in order to continue suffering. So how can we get rid of this heavy burden about which our brain never ceases to remind us, repeating, I cannot forgive myself? When you try to change something from the past, you go back to the past and you want to reorder everything so that it turns out differently. But you forget one very important thing. This you in the past is no longer the same you as you are now, because this life situation that you lived woke you up and changed you forever. So it means that everything that was done before was done by you without having lived this subsequent test, and that you did everything that could be done at that time and with the level of consciousness that you had there. It should be as it happened. There in the past you couldn't and didn't know any other way to do it. So say to yourself, I have done all that I can. Sometimes we find it difficult to forgive ourselves because perhaps the consequences we generated were painful and unpleasant. However, we cannot go back in time and change what has happened. Continuing to reprove ourselves and punish us with penance for this only fills our soul with bitterness and stops us from continuing on our way. Holding resentment is like taking poison. Forgiving means justifying your past behavior and letting go. So say to yourself, I forgive myself and I let it go. Try to change the image of this error. It is not an enemy or a negative element that must be eliminated from your life. Mistakes do not make us bad people. We do not deserve punishment for life. Failure is part of learning. It teaches us to get to know ourselves and improve. Undoubtedly, even the worst mistake of your life has taught you a valuable lesson that you wouldn't have had if you hadn't done it. So be sure to draw wisdom from your mistakes. As long as you learn from so-called mistakes, you're not wrong. Say to yourself, I accept and I learn. Forgiving yourself is allowing yourself to move on. Change your attitude toward you and stop blaming yourself for your past. Give yourself a new chance. You deserve to live a full and free life. You have the right to fall and get back up. Make a wrong decision and learn from it. Your mistakes are not you, they are just circumstances of life. So understand yourself, forgive yourself, and say to yourself, I allow myself to move forward without this heavy burden. Be grateful for the experience and give thanks to these people who have been a part of your life, for having shared this part of the journey with you, for the experience they led, for everything you have learned in these tough or kind circumstances. Everything, absolutely everything, has contributed to who you are today. The most useful part of looking back is being able to honor it.
See you soon. Mwah.